debts, we will be happy to collect them. I forgot to mention Jen White, Mayor Jen White, who is here tonight. I'm so sorry, she's going to kill me because we're waiting for crazy. I'm sorry I forgot, but Jen's been really, from the start of this project, has just been an amazing support in every capacity. I'm here to say a little bit about Wynn now. Whenever I have to speak at an event, I try to find a good quote to start it all off, and this time Wynn made it easy for me in a piece he wrote about the restoration of the Edward Hopper House. It must have been 1973. I had not been involved in the acquisition of the boyhood home of Edward Hopper, but I was worried about its decrepit condition and accelerating decay. Knowing several trustees, I naively said to one of them, "Why have you owned the Hopper House for 2 years and yet have done nothing to repair it? At least keep out the wind and rain." Less than a month later, I was told that I was on the board of the Edward Hopper Landmark Preservation Foundation and was in charge of restoration of the house. Budget? Well, there isn't any money, but do the best you can. Thus began a most exciting and rewarding adventure. 46 years later, and Wynn Perry is still a man not afraid of a challenge, and has embarked on another adventure, this time in the form of a 200-year-old sandstone house at the foot of Main Street. In 1973, Wynn led a strong, vital, and constant effort to restore Hopper's historic home. As the construction leader, his profession and interest in history worked as a combined force. Again, this is still true today. Wynn Perry is consistent. He's stalwart, he's steadfast, and his passion for history is as inspiring as it is contagious. He's also the first job boss I've ever worked with that brought sliced watermelon and lemonade to a work day. I know, we still love it. One minute we're digging out the basement, hauling buckets of debris down the stairs, or hacking weeds. The next it's like we're at a Sunday church picnic, happily munching on watermelon and enjoying that special type of community that exists when a band of plucky volunteers looks at a seemingly impossible goal and says, "Yeah, it doesn't look that tough. We got this." Now that might sound like crazy talk, but when the captain of your team is Wynn Perry, you get a little cocky. You get a little confident. And you know you can succeed. We don't have an award for Wynn today. The board of the John Green Preservation Coalition is not presenting him with a certificate or a trophy. Instead, we're building him a monument. It's just down the road. And it's not the prettiest thing you've ever seen at the moment, but it's going to be pretty darn spectacular when it's done. It will serve the community as Wynn always has. It will celebrate history as Wynn always has. And it will serve as an example of what passion and determination can foster as Wynn always has. Art and history will flourish there. Wistful memories of long ago and daring dreams of future creation will live side by side in a house of the past, brought back for the future. Everyone else may call it the John Green House, but I'm always going to think of it as the house that Wynn built. Rousing round of applause for our captain, our president, and our man of the hour, Wynn Perry. Bravo!
Well, JP and Ken haven't left me much to say. But I will say, I'm so glad we're at the Nyack Boat Club tonight. In the early decades of the 1800s, Nyack had a tremendous number of ship captains and sailors. You can read in the 1820 federal census, they're listed by occupation in huge numbers, dependent their livelihoods on the river. These are the people who sailed the wooden Hudson River sloops that were built in Nyack in far greater numbers than in any other community on the river. Part of our heritage. There's one that we particularly remember these days because he had left us a handsome old building, which was part of what he called his business stand on the waterfront at the foot of Main Street. So our mission is to reconnect Nyack with its maritime roots by restoring the John Green House. John Green had the vision and imagination to connect the availability of stone right near the waterfront in Nyack with the need for stone in Albany and New York City. And with the fact that you could buy lumber in rural areas near Albany for about a third or a quarter of the price that you could sell it for